today. I'm gonna, yeah, somebody started the recording. I don't know who, but it's okay. We have the recording going. So, Dennis, I think you can unmute yourself. There you are. The floor is yours. And again, I'm so grateful for you spending your time tonight with us.
I appreciate it, Richard. Thank you so much. Can you guys hear me well? Can you hear me all good?
Yes, we can hear
Awesome.
you clearly.
Awesome. First of all, thank you so very much for having me. I always love connecting with all the communities inside PrimeVerse, to be honest with you guys. It's always a huge pleasure. We're building something amazing here, so it's an honor for me to actually be here with you guys tonight, and thank you very much for the invitation. No matter how busy I am throughout the days, probably the my favorite thing to do is to spend time with the community and with the people. Really, maybe we have some amazing leaders here in terms of IB space, but I hope we do have some traders, right? Beginner traders and just people who are here to learn and get better in the space of trading and overall with the Primeverse ecosystem. So it's an amazing opportunity for me. So thank you very much for that, Richie. Uh, Now, couple introductory words. First of all, I'd like to say I'm just a regular guy to start with. A regular guy, same as everybody else, who's been through his journey of, wins and losses and struggles and heartbreaks and all of that, Just to give you guys more background and insight, I have started my trading journey back in 2016, roughly. I came to Canada as an immigrant student, no money, broke, trying to pay for my tuition fees and all of that. I did get a bit lucky because even back then I was actually interested in trading and in crypto. So I got a bit lucky by just investing a little bit into Bitcoin slowly but surely. I was investing maybe like $100 weekly or bi-weekly, no matter how much money I had. And I caught a nice wave right back in like 2016, that first wave of Bitcoin boom. So I made some money through crypto. Now, as we know, cryptocurrencies are, up and down, and it would go up for a year, but it would do nothing for the rest 3 years or so. And in 2017, roughly, I got interested in trading forex and currencies and commodities and all the CFD space per se, because what I realized is even when Bitcoin and crypto and all that stuff is not volatile, we have this amazing industry of currencies and commodities that are volatile on a daily basis and where you can actually um, extract profits out of it. Now, again, me being young and stupid and inexperienced per se, I went through all the struggles. To be honest with you guys, I bought a bunch of courses. I bought courses for 500, for $1,000 from a bunch of influencers online. A lot of them from Europe back then, because Canadian industry wasn't very well developed at that time. And again, went through the struggles. Really, I probably first 2 years of my trading outside of crypto, first 2 years of trading FX and CFDs, I was down pretty bad. I would deposit 500, lose it, deposit 250, lose it, deposit 1,000, lose it, wipe it out. So I just hope this me sharing this relates to many people because all the beginner traders go through the cycle. I know some people would get lucky initially. You get started, maybe first week or first 2 weeks, you're lucky, and then things go sideways. But the point is, I always treat it as it's the dues that you're paying to the market. No matter if you paid for the course or not, there is a cost for you to learn things, and sometimes taking losses in the markets could be that fee that you're paying, to learn and to get better and to improve yourself as a trader. So, again, went through all the struggles myself, bought a bunch of courses, just kept pushing. To be honest with you guys, I worked in the financial space, financial sector myself, so I come from corporate background. I used to work for the big banks, top five banks in Canada. I worked for two of them as a financial advisor and so forth. And funny enough, I used to sell mutual funds and stocks and all that stuff, GICs, guaranteed safety investments, and all that stuff that is like 3% per year, 5% per year, and all that. And I was never happy doing that, to be honest. I was actually sitting in my office at the bank talking to people about mutual funds, but at the same time, I was actually looking at my phone and looking how my gold trade is doing or how my Bitcoin trade is doing. So that was a fun part of it. And I thought, hey, I don't really enjoy spending time talking about traditional investments when I personally, truly, and honestly believe that there is other ways for people to make wealth and actually grow financially and, in your mind, educate yourself financially outside of traditional banking system. So later on, I made a move from banking to the space of trading, right? I became a head of sales in one of the Canadian regulated brokers, so Forex and CFD broker as well. I was leading the team there. We were working with clients, working with the team, improving the platform, and so forth. But again, without any further ado, ended up in PrimeVerse, which is an amazing community, an amazing company that PrimeVerse is supported by, which is PU Prime. I'm part of corporate team on PU Prime, so direct representative of the broker. I'm part of the management team with PrimeVerse, managing a lot of my personal teams in different parts of the world. And it happens so that I'm their director of education. I don't like call myself director because again, this is too formal of a title. So just head of education or something like that. What I try and do is just have educators be as genuinely and truly passionate about what we do here as I personally am. I think it's inspiring when people are sharing their success and their experience with the new generation of traders and new students and showing them what's possible in the forex markets right now. Again, that's just a bit of a background and introduction per se, which took me quite a while, so I promise I'll get right to the point going forward. But again, I want this to be as informative and interesting for you guys as possible. um, for today, what I wanted to do is, well, Andrew didn't give me a lot of details, so maybe Richard, you can actually help me here, Richie. I know that we would like to share with everyone kind of like a beginner crash guide as to what you can do within PrimeVerse, how to copy the signals, or I don't like to call them signals, I like to call them trade ideas per se, but yeah, how to kind of navigate throughout the PrimeVerse platform, how to navigate most importantly through the Telegram channel, how to place those respective trades. Was there anything else that you wanted me to talk about?
Everybody's waiting for the secret sauce.
Secret sauce, eh? Okay,
No,
okay.
but
I'll share some.
I think you have a really good plan there because I know that a lot of people, after we moved from what we are used to, some of us are new to trading, some of us have been around for a while, and you know how we human animals are. We get used to one rhythm and one system, and as soon as we are converting that a little bit, and it gets unusual, and then it gets uncomfortable, and so. There's just a little bit adjustment, I think, for many of us on how to read those trade IDs and understand them. But
Yeah,
also for the new people, I know that we have some new people here that would like a deeper understanding of this opportunity, and we also have some people who are coming back from their winter sleep
okay.
into the business again from maybe having a break that are looking to leverage their entry together with us today tonight on this call. So, but it seems like you have a good plan, and I know that you have done similar calls before. So I'm not going to dictate your your curriculum, but
No worries.
we are eager to learn. I see many of people are here glued to the screen today with pen and paper.
Okay, sounds
So we
good.
are
We'll
super
be
excited.
flexible. We'll be flexible. It's okay. We'll do a little bit of everything. I have up to an hour for this call, so it's all good. I'll try to share as much as I can. But I'm gonna say if you want some secret sauce, you better join my live trading sessions. Simple as that. I know they're super late, but actually just a small teaser. I'm actually gonna start another live trading session on Fridays, a little bit earlier in the day for New York, so my people in Europe can actually join me because I know when I'm starting the sessions it's like super late in Europe, 12 o'clock for UK and 1 a.m. for other countries. So I just want to make sure that different countries get access to working or just watching my streams. So that's just first teaser for you guys. Nobody is aware just yet, but we'll do a session during New York on Friday. So make sure to tune in for that secret sauce and the trading strategy because it takes me a whole hour to talk about the trading strategy, really. But we'll definitely do an amazing breakdown once you guys join. Now, um, here's what I think. getting started, I'll share my screen in a bit and I'll show how to, navigate through signals, and I'll share my MetaTrader as well. I'm very open with everything. But the point is, the intentions are important. And as you said, Richard, some people are uncomfortable. Uncomfortable is exactly where you want to be. Uncomfortable is the only place where you actually learn and grow and change your current habits and structures, right? So being uncomfortable is right, and it has to be done. But now, closer towards the topic, right? I think what we will do, I'll show how I would personally manage the Telegram group and how I would personally place the trades. I'll show you guys different ways. And then we will, of course, talk about the whole PrimeVerse ecosystem and everything, just to share you guys a brief breakdown for 5 minutes for those who are new or for those who are unaware. So, without further ado, let me actually probably get started with PrimeVerse. Bear with me. One moment, guys. It's going to be a super quick one. Again, I know a lot of you guys are existing members, so I don't want to spend too much time on the PrimeVerse platform. But since we have some new people and some partners, I think it's important we discuss that real quick. Again, I'll tell you this from my genuine point of view and my personal opinion here. Um, what we've built with PrimeVerse is something truly amazing because even me myself, when I was a young aspiring trader, I had no support system. I had to learn from YouTube channels and pay a bunch of money for courses. A platform that is $0 fee, where you could actually learn things if you want to, is available for all of you, right? When you guys join PrimeVerse, you don't pay no fees, no memberships, no nothing. All you have to do is just be interested in trading and actually show it with action pretty much. So just be active on the trading side of things, and it doesn't mean you have to be active on a daily, but just put in the work, right? Nothing in this life gets done if you don't put in the work. Like in life, right? You start a business, you need to put in the work. You go to job, you need to do your duties. I don't want anybody to treat this as a job, but any interest, any hobby, anything new that you guys start, it's important to put in the hours to perfect something that you're about to do. Like any craft, trading, baseball, basketball, any sport, any new knowledge that you guys are about to obtain, you need to put in the hours. For me, it took 10,000 hours, probably, but I really hope that we can, with this platform, the goal and the idea is to cut your learning time from my 10,000 hours to probably, less than 1,000 hours, maybe like 100, 500. Everybody will get it at some point, sooner or later. Depends on how quickly you grasp the concepts. But again, quick PrimeVerse introduction and overview. Most importantly, there are different sections in it. I always recommend everybody, if you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, make sure you complete the academy in full. If a person hasn't completed the academy in full at these first two sections, you always need to come back to it. Again, with me being on this call, the introduction is done by myself, right? So you'll see a familiar face, you'll see a person who's been on with you on a call, and I really hope that you guys can learn because some people come on my calls and they're like, "Oh, what is swing trading? What is scalping? What is this? What is that?" I'm like, "Hey, look, there is a video for it, right? I'm happy to talk about it on a call as well, but how about you actually watch it and come back to me and we discuss something uh, more important, right? Follow-up questions per se." So again, my recommendation for everybody, even if you've seen it all and know it all, watch all of these videos in terms of introduction. Forex basics, if you don't have any trading background, is going to be important. Once you've done that, I think very important section is going to be the tutorial, MT5 tutorial. I'm not sure if everybody has watched it, but this is done by amazing representative PrimeVerse named Joy. She's super great, and she teaches you guys how to log into MetaTrader, how to place a trade, how to place take profit, place stop loss. We're going to do it today together, kind of a live demonstration too, specifically with the signals, but I think it's important to watch that anyways if you guys haven't done so already. Foundation course, kind of moving on to the next points. And I think this is really where you go deeper into understanding of trading because trading is just not about understanding the words and terminology. That's just 101, you know? It's like doctor. A doctor can know the medical terminology, but for doctor to do the surgery well, he better get some more information on how to open up the wound, how to clean it, disinfect it, and all of that stuff, right? So treat yourself as doctors. You can have medical terminology, but you need more than that. And this is where it comes in, how to read the charts, what is your psychology, developing trading plans, risk management, and all that stuff. I really recommend make a note of that Fibonacci section. Definitely look into Fibonacci section. Um, I personally trade Fibonacci's every day, and I have Fibonacci's everywhere on my chart. I have way too many of them. I love them. This is something I trade with every day. So if there is a secret sauce, Fibonacci is something to watch. I'll definitely make a course of my own down the line, but this is an amazing topic to look into. And I believe advanced courses there too if you want to dive in more details. However, for my beginners, I would say introduction and foundation is enough as a starting point. And then once you've done it, as you do it, as you go through it, I think trading floor is an amazing place to be. Live sessions and trade alerts. Trade alerts is obviously where the group is and where all the trade ideas are. I'll show that to you guys in a second. But most importantly, live sessions, right? There's a lot. I try to add as many as possible to cater to all the time zones. But me personally, I do one on Monday, I do one on Wednesday, and I'll do one on where's the Wednesday one? Wednesday right here. I'll be doing one for Friday for my European people as well, between like I don't know 7 to 9 p.m. European time. So we'll make sure I become available for you guys too. But every person will have their style. Okay, it's important to say that when I was learning how to trade, I never learned anything as a holy grail. There is no right or wrong in trading, same as no right or wrong in life. There are many ways you can go about things, and in my opinion, the only right way is your way. Okay, your way meaning you watch, for example, what Dennis is teaching. And my teaching approach is probably most beginner friendly because I try to teach simple concept without too much complication. No smart money stuff, no complicated terminology, simple things. But you learn what I have to say. You learn what Coach Donnie has to say and so forth, and you cherry pick what you like the most from what we share and you come up with something of your own. So, really building your own style and your strategy out of multiple different sources is always the best. It's better than copying any particular style or, particular set of indicators. There is no secret sauce. You're the secret sauce, pretty much, in this story. But again, there is some tips and tricks that we can give you. But again, moving on, trade alerts, we'll go into that. I'll show you guys the whole Telegram channel. I've just updated the screenshot of it. This is pretty much up to date. Almost 1,000 signals sent from the beginning of this year. Doing really good. And if you guys are beginners and if you guys are just learning, it's important to follow these and get inspired by them. I know many people prefer simplicity, and I respect that. I think many people want, something easy, and that's what we try to provide in the group. I'll show you guys the internals of it, but I always strive for more myself. I always say to myself, and I hope this can be related to you guys. Let's say I'm no longer in this world tomorrow, okay? I cease to exist, okay? And who are you going to rely on if I'm gone, right? It's important to learn from somebody, but learn enough so that you could do it yourself, right? The point in this life, and it's a simple saying, right? I don't want to give you guys the fish. I'd love to feed you guys the fish, but I rather give all of you guys the fishing rod. I actually freaking love fishing. It excites me to hell waiting for that fish to bite, and actually doing it yourself. And the excitement of you catching the fish yourself rather than my dad, for example, back in the days, catching the fish and just giving me the rod to pick it up is so much more exciting to actually do it yourself than, just reap the rewards of the fish being on the hook already, right? So, again, not talking about fishes here in a way I am, but I'm also talking about trading. This is just, translation kind of. But I think it's going to be so much more rewarding for you guys to just that feeling of success and knowing that I personally thought of it myself. I made the decision without Dennis, without Signal Group, without anything. I was right. Amazing. Or maybe if you're wrong, I made the decision. I was wrong. That's okay. I learned from it. I move on, right? Without blaming anyone or without saying thank you to anyone else. So what I would love to see for everybody in this group down the line, whether it's 1 month from now, 6 months from now, or 1 year, all of you guys being, self-sufficient, independent traders, graduated from this University of PrimeVerse, popping back up to my session maybe once a week to say, hey, Dennis, I actually smashed it. I made more money than you, or I won more trades than you did. I didn't take as many losses. Just share your win, and that's it. That's gonna be my biggest gratitude. Your success, really. So, last thing I want is for you guys to just throughout the next year of 2026 to always be stuck and come on my sessions for more information. It gets repetitive at some point. I'd love for all of you guys to become independent. I get so excited talking about all these things. I didn't even move on from this one screenshot. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Okay, let me quickly finish with that whole section of PrimeVerse. Again, make it simple, guys. PrimeVerse is there to give you guys the tools and services that you need to improve yourself. But the last part is improve yourself. I cannot put any information into your head. The only person that can do that is yourself. So instead of that Netflix, and chill evening, make sure to actually spend an hour or two actually learning. If there is not everything that you learn here, you better finish it all. This is your academy, this is your research, this is your trading Wikipedia. If there is something, some section that you haven't been on, or some section that you haven't even discovered, actually make sure to discover it, at least to tell yourself, I like it or I don't like it. I'm aware of it. Most importantly, this is for me, this is not for me. That's it. Right? And then you pick and choose going forward afterwards. So, um, moving on. PrimeVerse apps and PrimeVerse applications are amazing tools. I use some of them, not necessarily all of them, because again, I treat myself as a dinosaur in this industry, and it's very tough for me to learn new things as of right now. Even the smart money concept, put a gun to my head, I'm still gonna use a Fibonacci, to be honest with you, I know what it is. I can create an order block, I can highlight a fair value gap, all of that. Yeah, but I still see my Fibonacci's kind of sort of thing. So you have to be flexible. I learn new concepts, but I love my stuff. But anyways, for those who are new, Siphon AI, an amazing tool. I use it for my corporate clients, high net worth clients, people who want something longer term, less risk, conservative, without any manual input. Treat it like your saving account. Again, never put all eggs in your one basket, right? Yeah, you still need to have your stock portfolio, you still need to have your savings, emergency fund, everything. But Siphon AI is an amazing tool that will provide long term conservative income. And I should probably put a disclaimer, this is not a financial advice because I'm no longer a financial advisor. I used to be one, but I'm not one anymore. uh, Still, I can share a tip or two. But again, this is an amazing tool for longer term, hands off approach with an average monthly return of 5%, 4.7. I mean, my bank will give me maybe 3% of my save on my savings. So if I'm looking to just put in some money aside that I know I'm not going to need for the next year, I'm putting this into Siphon AI. And it's been doing pretty good for the past 5 years. Without further ado, moving on, Zonar, an amazing tool. Fabulous, spectacular, love it, say what you want. If you guys don't have it on your trading view just yet, please do because I have it on my trading view. It will always highlight the entries, take profits and stop losses for you on any time frame, on any asset class. I even set it up for my uncle who's a trader but he trades only stocks. I'm like, hey uncle, look, set it up, just use it for some more insights in terms of your stocks, right? So any time frame on gold, not all of them will be at the same area, so sometimes they're going to be off placed if the signal on a bigger time frame is pretty far away. Now, what I always say, this is not a standalone tool. I don't make decisions just based on Sonar. Should be some thought process placed into it. Zonar is there as an amazing confirmation tool. If you feel like the bias is to the upside, I would use Zonar to confirm that. If I'm looking at Bitcoin chart and I feel like it's gonna push lower, there you go. Zonar is kind of helping me out with identifying as to where my stop could be and where my take profits could be. And it's just there to give me more confidence in my decision. So if I feel like it's going down on 15 minutes, I check the 30 minutes. Wow, telling me the same thing. I check the 5 minutes, kind of telling me to buy lower, so it's not perfect on this all three time frames, but hey, two time frames align, and if I'm looking to sell, great. Gives me more confidence, more confirmation. So an amazing tool on a daily to aid in your trading and your thought process, but by all means, not a holy grail. There you go. Some people put in the information on the minimum. Yeah, 500 should be good enough to start with on Siphon. Um, it's nothing crazy in terms of big amounts. But again, Zonar, amazing tool. Make sure to add it to your TradingView arsenal. IFVG indicator, I know it's been up and down for some time. It's up now. I fixed that. I mean, me and Donnie who created it, we fixed it. If you guys click get access today, you fill out the form and you get access today, right away. And it's not going to be taken down anymore. It's going to stay there long term. IFVG indicator, if you guys like smart money concepts, will identify fair value gaps. An amazing tool. We have, Prime Sync, of course. Prime Sync, one of our best tools, something that I really, really love and just love the tool. I'll probably show it to you guys um, on the website. Sorry, one second. PrimeVerse. We've moved away from Prime Stream, by the way. So Prime Stream is not something we use right now. We moved it back on Zoom temporarily. Bear with me, guys. I think I lagged out. Okay, I think I'm back. Prime Stream is so heavy on operational memory that my computer just starts lagging anytime I go there. But again, um, Prime Sync, it's a minimum $1,000 deposit on the application in the trading account. Pretty much what you guys will get in the insights group will come here as well. You guys can just swipe to copy the trade and it will be placed automatically on your system without you having to set up stop loss or take profit. The only clarification, it's a minimum $1,000. The reason is risk management has to be there. 1% risk per trade maximum, meaning on $1,000 you are able to risk $10. Okay. Um, and again, it's there to keep it sustainable for you guys so we don't go crazy, so we don't go nuts and try to risk 100 or $200 per trade. Long term sustainability over short term gain always. Capital preservation, in my opinion, is always the key, right? So, again, an amazing tool, great one for more automated trade placement. Definitely something to look at. And my recommendation for those who will try out PrimeSync, create a separate account. You really don't want to have a manual account connected to Prime Sync because a manual account, as we all know, could be going up and down 20 or 30% every day if you're going crazy. And if that happens, of course, Prime Sync will be deactivated and disabled. So if you're doing Prime Sync for track record purposes, for risk management purposes, have a separate account on Prime Sync in order for you guys to properly use it going forward. Okay, I think I spent way too much time on the whole PrimeVerse stuff. Again, there is more stuff. There is travel portal. There is so many amazing things here. There is health and fitness, bunch of videos to actually have you guys improve not only in trading but finance, fitness, mindset, and all that stuff. But let's get to more execution discussion. I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys the chart first of all. I can talk about primers forever. That's the problem. I promised it was going to be a 5 minute discussion, but it just every tool is so good. I love it. Honestly, again, guys, I wish this was there when I was starting out because I would not have lost as much money as I did. Probably like six figures that I made in crypto. I didn't lose six figures on trading, but I lost like, I don't know, more than 10 grand in my first 2 years of trading as a young guy, and it was painful. But again, we're back to the stage where I could make that same amount in 1 week. So it pays off. It's a slow start, but then it's a takeoff. So you just got to get to that takeoff stage where everything clicks and aligns. Now, talking about trading and execution, let's go into the trade idea room. Okay. I think Richie wanted me to talk about how to place those trades and how to get in. Okay. Now, again, it's the end of the week. It's Friday. It's 3:30 p.m. I don't think there will be any new signals sent out, but let's say this one is the last signal that we see, and I'm gonna have the Telegram here, and I'm gonna have my MetaTrader here, hiding nothing, showing everything pretty much. So here is how I would do it. Bear with me a second. Bring it back. Telegram. Okay. Here's how I would do it and how I would recommend for you guys to do it. There is again no right or wrong way, but there is my way that I'm just here to share today. So let's say prices this entry, this signal is saying, sell at current price. Or actually no, let's not do that. Let's literally copy that exact signal, okay? Entry at 25. Let's say it just happened. Here's what I would do. I'm going to go to 1 minute time frame. Now, I could either execute on the market, meaning get in right now, but considering price is nowhere close to that, entry is to sell at 25. I want to sell at 25. I don't want to FOMO. I don't want to be scared that I'm going to miss out on it and get in now as the worst thing you can do. So, again, your menus, your screens could look different. You could have an Android, you could have an iOS. This is Mac software, but here's how I would distribute my trades. Considering there are 5 TPs, the way it's designed to work and the way it's actually properly set up to work is this. I would place, well, in this case, sell limits, right? That's a sell to sell at a higher price. We're selling at 25. Now, here's what I would do. Stop loss is going to be the same for all of them. So stop loss is going to be at 35 and entries at 25 to sell. So I will go into my stop loss and I will put my stop loss exactly where it says 0. Well, I'm going to reduce my position size 0.001 because I only have $1,000 in this account. I shouldn't be risking too much. Okay. Um, Come back to it again. Apologies. Sell limit at 25 and stop loss at 35. I'm just doing it slow to show you guys. Technically, you could do it super quick. Now, your take profit number one would be at 22. So you would set that, right? I'm risking for this first one like $9. My first take profit is $2 or $3. Boom, done, placed. So I have first trade that's adhering to first take profit. Done. Now we'll place a second trade with the same position size of 0.001 to sell at the exact same price with the exact same stop loss. But now I'm targeting 47.19. So my take profit is going to be 47.19. So all my entries are going to be at the same place. All my stop losses are going to be at the same place. The only thing that will differ is going to be my take profits. Simple as that. Now for next targets, I'm just going to move on to a different time frame so I have enough space to place it. But again, same story, just moving on, same entry, same stop loss to sell, and then take profit number 3 is 47.15, 1.5. There you go, place it right there. Now I'm looking to make $10 with the risk of $10. And then the last two, those will be the runners. Those will be the ones that will make you guys the most money if it actually goes down to those targets. So again, sell at the same price. We're selling at 25 again. We're putting our stop loss at 35 again. And our take profit now is 46.95. So much further down. And that is what will make us bigger amount, like $30 now on a $10 risk. And then just a final one, fifth position, stop loss, same place, same entry. Final take profit is going to be 46.55. This is even too far for me to find. There you go. 46.55. And that's going to make me $70 on a $10 risk. This is the originally designed way for you to do it. Now, as you can see, it took me probably like 2, 3 minutes to set it up, right? Again, I was voicing it out and everything. When I do it myself, I could do it in a matter of 30 seconds, very quick. So you'll get used to it. I obviously had to visually explain it and verbally explain it, but usually you could do it much quicker yourself. Now, that's how it's originally set up. And again, you see why Prime Sync is very good because it will do it for you. Simply saying you just swipe once and Prime Sync will literally set it all up for you. But of course, we're all trading manually and we don't always have, the time to set up everything. So depending on your personal preference, I would set up different trades, right? If I'm in the trade and it's moving fast, right? I would maybe, for example, just say price is currently at sitting at 25. I would just quickly get into a sell. So I'm already in that trade. I would click on it. I would click on stop loss, move it up to whatever the stop loss says, move the take profit to your TP1 and modify. Done. So I'm now in the trade, right? Targeting TP1 and having a stop loss of where it originally is. Now, my personal tip and trick in this situation is if it gets close to TP1, there are multiple ways you could actually do it. Let me actually close this and open up a bigger position to demonstrate to you guys. Close that. Now, what I showed you guys initially, this setup where you set everything up and just leave it, is pretty much going to let you guys run it autopilot. Whatever happens, happens. But if you guys are on the chart in a bit more details, right, and you're paying more attention, you could do this. You could just have one trade worth 0.005 entered right away with that stop loss that shows on the trade idea. And then what you would do, you would put your take profit, probably stop loss, you would put your take profit, say at TP3, okay? Say 47.05 is TP3. Again, example, visual purposes. But now, as it moves down, let's imagine, let's see, can I annotate on the screen? I think I can, bear with me. Annotation. Don't see it. But let's say it moves down a little bit, okay? It will move down a little bit into profit. What I will do is instead of having all these individual trades, this 1005, I'm gonna click close position button, but I'm not looking to close all of it. I'm just looking to close partially. So I'm looking out of the whole 005 position that I have. I'm just looking to close 0.01, a small portion of it. That's it. I'll click that, and now my position is net 004. So I've just closed a portion of my trade when it reached TP1. So if you are close at the charts and you're watching it and you have time to manage your trade, this is what I would do. I would just, let it go down, and as it goes down, I would start partially closing it. And once it's far away from my entry, I would move my stop loss. Where's my stop loss? I'd move my stop loss. I know it's a lot of details here and a lot of you know, terminology, but I would move my stop loss to my entry. As it hits TP1 or TP2, as far as I'm comfortable, I would move my stop loss to the entry so that even if it reverses, I'm fine. I don't take no loss. I took TP1, I took TP2, but I'm not taking a loss on the last bit of my position that remains. That's my personal strategy. I don't like to take a loss on a trade that's been 30 or 60 or 100 pips in profits. That's the worst thing, actually. If you were in profit and then it reverses on you, it's terrible. It's shit feeling because you're like, I was up at like 10, $20. Now I'm down $5. Why? Right? Could have been avoided. Even though there are two different philosophies. One philosophy says, when you enter a trade, you should be comfortable with the loss. And I usually respect that philosophy. You should be comfortable with the loss. Raymond is asking stop loss to break even after TP1 or TP2. Look, Raymond, there is no right or wrong. Again, that's the funny part of it, right? I would say TP2 just to be on a safe side. But for me, I just look at the price action. I'll be honest with you. I look at how the price moves and I make my decisions based on that, right? I don't think there is a hard rule. Always do the same thing, always, right? You need to look with your eyes. You need to use some critical thinking, right? That's why I say, even with these signals, for example, I'll give you an example. There was a sell placed at 20. There was this sell at 20, but I personally thought I should buy, to be honest with you guys. When it was at 20 over here, there was a sell. I'm like, no, it's going to go up. And it actually went up to like 25 and I exited in profit by like 50 pips, right? So, um, yeah, you don't always need to follow the trade ideas if you feel differently, right? It's not a hard rule. I rather trust my judgment if my judgment is different than go for something that I don't agree with. Okay. Yeah, Richard is good, saying good. Trailing the stop loss is really good, just not automatically, but manually, right? You need to trail it with with your own hands. Move your stop loss to take profit, pretty much, or move your stop loss to break even. But anyways, moving on. If it's blue, it's up to you. Recommend people using demo to practice is true. If you're a beginner, by all means, if you're a beginner, you should make sure that you're comfortable clicking the buttons that I'm clicking. You shouldn't be going on the live account if anything here looked confusing to you or you're uncomfortable doing, right? So if you're comfortable, you create muscle memory, you create, experience for yourself on a demo account, and then you move on to live. That's for sure. And you need to understand the position sizing and all of that as well. So again, hopefully that was useful. That's just a small tour of how we could potentially place trades and copy trades from the group. Do we have any questions on that? I have a couple points to share aside from it, of course. But do we have any questions on that or any follow ups for now? Okay, questions go one, question goes two, question goes three. No questions, we move on. Time is precious. Um, I tell you this, guys. So, on a personal note, okay, anything you guys do in life requires decision making. I'll show you guys what I mean. This is my chart. Let me find it. I have a lot gold charts. Remove Zonar. I think it's gonna be one of those. Here's what I'm getting to. Next view. There you go. That one. So this is my chart. And you guys can see there is a bunch of analysis on this chart. There is a bunch of Fibonacci's on this chart. But in big capital letters, I have rules that I made for myself. My rules are rules of three confirmations. What it does for me personally, and that's we're getting to that secret sauce. So if anybody was getting, sleepy or yawny or whatever, time to wake up. Anything you guys do in life always has logic behind it. I give you an example. If you go out of your house, you always check. Me personally, I'm a bit of ADHD type person. I'm like, okay, do I have my phone? Do I have my keys? Do I have my wallet? Do I have everything? I have like three things I need to have on me before I get out of the house: phone, keys, wallet, couple other things. So I have this checklist before I get out of the house, right? So if you have a checklist before you get out of the house, why don't you have a checklist as to why you're getting into the trade, right? Any business you start, you don't start a business just to start it. Any job that you go for, right? When you go for an interview to a job, any decision in your life, you always weight the pros and the cons of it. When you apply for a job, you think of it, okay, am I going to get paid enough? Is it going to help me in my career? Am I doing the right thing? Is it far for me to commute? Am I still going to be able to spend time with family? You have a checklist in your mind of waiting, why am I doing this? So these are my rules. It doesn't have to be the same. The point is you need to have a set of rules for yourself before you enter a trade. For me, what I look for, market trend. I'm checking which direction is the market going in. Depending on the time frame that I trade, I check that direction, right? So I like to show these sessions, right? Just to visually highlight with boxes as to where the price has been going during each session of the day, right? So let me show you guys this, right? If I see visually, you don't need to be a rocket scientist again to understand where the market is going. You could see it's going down. It doesn't take rocket science to go to understand that. It's been going down, created a high, created a lower low, moved even lower, created a lower high. It couldn't go up more, and then so forth. So a bunch of these moves is just market moving down. So if market is doing that, I know that it's more favorable for me to sell because market has been selling off more than it's been going up in this time frame that I'm looking, specifically starting like Friday, literally like last 24 hours or so. Or sorry, uh, which day is it today? April 26th. What the hell? Well, okay, this is for the last week. Sorry. I lost it for a bit. But anyways, for the past week we've been going down, so I'm like it's more favorable for me to sell. Checklist number 1, done. Stochastic RSI. I'm looking at this indicator. Again, we'll talk more about it on my live trading sessions, but I have an indicator to use, right? I'm not going to go into details of it, but my point is I use this to tell me when to get in, when not to get in, right? If it's way too high, I'm not looking to buy. If it's way too low, I'm no longer looking to sell. So even though market is moving down now, this thing is way too low. I'm no longer looking to sell now because I'm late. I'm late to the party, right? When I should have sold is when this thing, RSI indicator, when it was at the top here. That means it's a good time to sell right here. And it did move lower from that area. That would be my second confirmation. Fibonacci alignment, my legendary Fibonacci's that I love and I praise and everything. I have this one. This is a bigger Fibonacci, but within this one, I can have another one. Again, guys, I know you guys are beginners, but I'm just showing you guys the logic. Boom. It tapped the 71%. It tapped the 1 hour level for me. I know market trend is down. I know it's been pretty much, just going down pretty much throughout the last New York session so far. So I know that, okay, this was the trade that I could have potentially short trade from here, stop loss above, take profit right here. This is a great 2-to-1 trade. So I risk $100 to make $200, right? And everything aligns. Is market trend down? Yes. Overall, market trend is down. We looked at it on a higher time frame. Stochastic RSI was high? Yes, it was. Fibonacci? Yes, it checked off. So I had three things telling me to sell in one direction, right? Three things pointing me at the same decision. If I didn't have those three things telling me what to do, I would not have taken a trade. Simple as that. So that's what I was getting at, right? Having rules in your trading, like anywhere in your life, will lead to you becoming more profitable and more consistent and more successful overall. Because if you're trading impulsively, just you see it going up and you buy, or you see it going down and you sell, you know, and I know, and we all know where you're going to end up in a loss. Okay. However unfortunate that sounds, right? So, we need to treat it more serious, more professional. We don't have to go all in depth, but I think these set of rules are super simple. And if you guys attend 1 or 2 or 3 sessions in a row with me, you're not going to need me whatsoever. You're going to know exactly what to do and how to apply it. It's just a matter of practice. And last but not least, I think it's important to note to you guys that a lot of us get fixated on the money. I know we are in the business of trying to make money. Trading is about making money. Yes, it is. But when I enter a trade, I never look at how much money will I make. That's the last thing I look at. You don't care, you should not care about how much dollar amount you make when you win the trade. If you're basing your trade off of I want to make $100, you're doomed from the very start. The only question that you should ask yourself is how much money do I have and how much I'm comfortable risking. Okay, I have $1,000. I'm comfortable risking $50. That's all I need to know to make my trade decision. That's all. How much do I have? and how much I'm comfortable to risk without being emotionally upset if I lose money, if I lose the trade again. If I lose $50, I'm not going to be upset. That's what I should be at, right? And then the profit will come, the dollar amounts will come. That will reward you. But it's not the most important part of it. Money will come as a result of your hard work rather than, you actively aiming for it. We're in the business of trading and in the business of looking for the right setup. It's so rewarding. It's more rewarding for me to know that my setup has played out than seeing any dollar amount on the screen. I'm just happy when the trades play out. That's it. That gives me joy. That gives me confirmation that I'm on the right track. So please, whoever is new to this trading journey, concentrate on being right on the charts, not looking at the dollar figures that you're making. Or just don't hunt after dollar figures because they will be different for everyone. Okay. Um, yeah. Let me stop sharing at this point. I'm happy to do some Q&A session. We have maybe like another 5 minutes or so, 4 or 5 minutes. Most importantly, guys, we need to understand it's a longer term journey. And again, I really hope that I can cut it for all of you guys to a matter of 1 to 3 months, not 10 years like it took me, right? We are here to make sure that it takes you guys so much less and you guys are supported. But I would really love for to see all of you guys really become independent and successful. Raymond asked if I'm risking 5% per trade. Um, Depends. On my $20,000 account, I'm risking 1% or half percent. On my $1,000 account, I could risk 10%, right? It's a question again of money and how much money I'm comfortable losing per trade. I know on $1,000 account, I'm not going to lose 10 trades in a row. I know it for sure. I know my win rate. So I could risk 10%, right? I don't think 5% risk is sustainable, to be honest. I think 2% risk is reasonable within reasonable frames, depending on the capital. On a lower capital, 2 to 3 to 5% is okay, as long as you don't go crazy. You don't click the same button 10 times in a row. If you place 10 trades in an hour, then 5% is way too much. It's a question. It's very individual, very individual. You need to ask yourself, if you how many trades I place a day, and if I lost all of them, how much down would I be? Right? For me, I would place 2 or 3 trades a day, and if I lost 15% on a day, I'm okay because next day I'll recover. So that's why 5% is okay for me. So it's very specific and very individual. I want to just say that in this business, it's you against you. It's not against the market. It's not against the other market participants. It's you versus you. That's it. It's not you against anybody. Nobody is here to get you. Market is not against you. When you click buy and it's going down, it's not because you got in. No, it's you against you and your psychology and your entries and your trade management and emotional management. So I think we will be all on the journey of betterment ourselves, and if we better ourselves as traders, I think we can better so many other areas of our life down the line. Okay, Mr. T. Balder, please go ahead. I think you had a question, if you
Yeah,
had
just
one.
a quick one. First of all, I want to be super, super fast and really, really grateful for you taking the time and simplifying it in this for us. I mean, I've been in the trading industry for almost 3 years now, and there's a lot of dead end corners and a lot of jungle to get stuck out there in. And I love that you're using the fishing analogy. So I'm going to continue on that fishing analogy with a question. Because when it comes, they all say that in trading, it's 80 to 90% psychology and 10 to 20% strategy. But the challenge is, I think, maybe when you've been through this when you're out fishing in the fresh water that's you're unfamiliar with, you're thinking, what bait should I use? What strategy? Which is my strategy? And you throw out one bait and you figure out, no, maybe that's not the right strategy for me. Maybe that's not the right bait for me. How do you figure or find your strategy, the right bait for the right water?
Good question. I love the fishing conversation we're having here, so I appreciate you for that, and thank you very much for your feedback. Um, I'll tell you this: in fishing and in trading, there is no other way to find out what bait works aside from trying those baits. for certain amount of time. You cannot throw in the bait, or let's just say in trading, you cannot place a trade based on one strategy once and to take a loss, the fish didn't bite, and you say it's shit, right? It takes consistent and patient fishing slash trading to actually figure out if the bait is good or not. So what I would do, in simple terms, I would say, hey, look, come to my session, right? You saw my trade setups, right? And check it out for yourself. Does it work for you, right? Do you feel you find it useful? Most people who come in, they find it useful enough. But then when they move on to more advanced concepts like order blocks and so forth, they would add something. They would incorporate something else, kind of change the type of the bait a little bit, right? But improve in that bait, right? You already found something that works, and then you just go on and upgrade it, add more colors to it, and yada 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 to make it more attractive for the fish. So it's a tough one for sure, and I think many people lose a lot of money and find themselves lost because this guy trades like this, that trades like that, this trader has this and that. You don't need to have all these rainbows on your chart and dinosaurs and have the chart super, overcrowded. I think simplicity is key. The only reason I have the lines is to show people how it works. I actually work on a clean chart for the most part of it. So, um, your eyes will get trained to do that down the line. I think again, use the guidance that we give you guys, right? We're there for a reason as educators. Uh, with us having existing strategies that we find working. So us as experienced fishermen, we're telling you, hey guys, look, these baits are pretty good. We found some fish with that, right? Try it for yourself and feel free to tweak it a little bit and go to the store and find something similar of the same brand, just in different shape or form. But yeah, definitely follow the educators. I think live sessions are gems, and it's important to, as I said, learn and take a little bit from everyone and then put it together for yourself when you feel confident enough. So that would be that for me. Appreciate it, my friend. A couple more questions and we'll have to round it up. I'll give it back to Richard. Um, Tommy asked if there should be 3 trades on 5% or 5 trade or 15 trades on a percent. Neither. I think there should be only 3 trades on 1 to 2%. I don't think there is a need to have 15 trades a day whatsoever. I don't see 15 setups a day personally, even on scalping opportunities. So less is more at this stage of your lives. Less is more. You don't need to participate in every single market move. And do I use specific settings and fibs? I do. They are pretty specific. You'll have to join my live trading session for that. Let's leave a bit of a teaser. Don't give out everything at once, but I will show you on the live trading session. Richard, want to take it back?
Yes, I saw there was a question here from Liz. She asked about if you trade SL. I think
What is SL?
you do mean trailing that you follow the stop loss,
Yeah, because
Liz?
I thought that the question is like, do you trade stop loss? No, I trade take profit.
Yeah. But I think it
Sometimes
means like that you are trading the stop loss after your positions,
I
like
do.
trailing. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
moving the stop loss. Yes.
I
Yes.
move it to break even. Most of the times I move it to break even and that's it. I don't move it much further than that because I like to either hit my profit target. Price moves up a lot and it manipulates a lot throughout, so I don't want to end up being manipulated down, being taken out with $20 profit when my full target was $100 profit. So I would usually just keep my stop loss at break even. That's good enough for me. It's a risk-free trade. I
Mm.
would usually just trail it to break even. I don't usually trail it much further, but if it doesn't reach there, it's like $95, almost 100. I'll just close it manually. I'm like, whatever, it's $5. Who cares? So it's live trade management, and I think it's going to be important. I show live trade management. I literally get into trades, trail the stop, close it early, everything. Show the real trading on my live sessions. So I think it's going to be good for people to join and take a look into the reality of a day trader.
Yeah. We need to get even better attending all the live sessions. I love live sessions. And I have to say, when I do my presentations of PrimeVerse, that's the one thing that I put most energy in because I personally have learned the most from watching live session and of course going out fishing myself. But the live session for me, I have ADHD. I'm not good at theory, writing, and studying by myself, but to be in a social setting like because these live sessions usually they are some kind of a two-way communication. There are answers to questions, and other people are asking questions. Maybe I don't dare to ask, and it's so much value into that live session setting. So I cannot promote that hard enough.
Yeah, live sessions
I'm
are
sure.
golden gems. If there is
Yeah,
something to attend on a weekly basis, find the sessions that work for you guys with your schedule. We have two or three every day in English. That's why we have multiple time zones, and just attend those every time. And I'll, as I said, I will extend my sessions too to cater to you
yeah,
guys and the rest of the guys in Europe. I'll be happy and excited to have you guys on board. But Richie, want to just say thank you so much. I do have to run out. I have a meeting that I'm late to.
yeah.
You guys
Thank
can
you
take a
for
couple
spending the
final
time with
words.
us today.
Thank you so much, guys. It's been a huge pleasure. You've been an amazing team, and I hope we meet again. And I'm happy to do one more call down the line. But again, guys, best of luck. Trading is a long-term journey. It is so rewarding to know that you've achieved something and learned something new. So it's a longer term journey, and I'll be happy to talk with you guys and stay in touch with you. Richie, you can share people my contact information to people, maybe my socials or something.
Yeah,
So if they have any questions,
I
they can
will
reach
share
out.
it
But again,
in our group chat. Thank you so much.
thank you all. Appreciate you all. Stay hungry and spend time with your loved ones. I always say this. Trading is amazing. I love trading. I love being stuck to my computer. But my wife is waiting for me right behind that door. And as soon as I'm done with the meetings, I'm going out with her for a date for a cinema. So please, your kids, your
Enjoy.
family, your loved ones, spend time with them because that is priceless. No money
Yeah.
can exchange for that. So thank you guys. I'll leave you guys with
Enjoy
that. Take care.
enjoy the date.
Thank you. Bye.